Hello, everybody. Welcome to CVG-TV. My name is Gregory Parks, and you are watching ConLink. With us this time is one of our guests of honor, local author and cosplay enthusiast, Jessica Walsh. Hello, Jessica. How are you?
Hello. Doing good.
Great. Thank you for joining us today. I'm glad you made your way to our couch today.
I like this one.
Excellent. It's nice and comfy. Hopefully I can keep you from falling asleep. I won't bore you too much. So, 2022, we are at CONvergence at a new hotel. This is the second CONvergence since the arrival of the pandemic. And you find yourself coming back as a guest of honor. How does that feel?
I'm looking forward to it. It's kind of strange, but it's like been working towards it for a while.
So working toward it as in it's been an ambition that you've had, and
yeah, it's kind of cool. Once you get to go to conventions, it's kind of a natural thing of like, oh, one day I want to be a guest. That would be really cool. Even if you don't know what that involves at the beginning.
Yeah. Did you think it would happen so relatively quickly? I say quickly, understanding that time is weird, and I say relatively specifically because, because you're local and you've been coming to CONvergence for several years now. But still, did you think it would happen so relatively quickly? Or did you think, you would be an AARP member and and then eventually, it's like, hey, I would like to give you a Lifetime Achievement Award or something,
I'm usually the type of person who's like, I usually don't expect things like this to happen. So my partner is more of the ambitious type in things. But it's like, so it's nice.
So, what are you looking forward to for the return to CONvergence this year? Because it's been quite a few years since most of us have done conventions. What was the last pre-pandemic convention that you attended?
I'm not going to remember the last one. Oh no, it was OhioCon, I think. I think that's the one. It's like that was.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a while ago. And we're just now getting back into conventions. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of the familiar faces again. Because there's a lot of people that I really only see at conventions that I haven't seen for a while. And talking on the internet isn't the same. So it's like being able to see them again and actually get a little bit of that back is really nice.
It's that camaraderie. It sounds like the camaraderie and the connection is one of the things that you look
It's the best part of
that you look
conventions.
forward to. What other things do you look forward to at CONvergence?
I like the panels and things that I usually end up marking a bunch of panels I want to go to for things that I don't know about, because it's a great way to learn different stuff or find out series to look into. I like seeing all the cosplayers, all the costumes, and just all the creative stuff in the vendor room. I kind of just like the whole con.
As a guest of honor, as a writer, as a cosplayer, you are undoubtedly going to have some things to talk about. What have you been working on lately? What have you been working on with your writing or your costuming?
With costuming, it's been leaning more towards designed stuff. So it's like I'm not as much into duplicating a costume exactly as it looks. I would much rather create like a dress that this character might have worn or a dress that'll make you think of a certain show. So, 'cause then I can be more creative with it and it'll be something that either myself or my partner is more comfortable wearing, especially at a convention with a large amount of people, and especially since not being at a table as much. With writing, I've been trying to work on the third one for the Storyteller Series, but it was basically out during the pandemic. No writing got done during that. So, but now the muses are
Yeah.
back, so I think I'm juggling like 3 different stories at a time.
Wait, 3 stories that will fit within the Storyteller series, or 3 stories
no, they're
including
3
this
different,
other
3
storytellers?
completely different things because that's how my brain works.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, the brain isn't just one train on one track. It's
I've got
or a multiverse of the same train.
Yes, I've got the 3rd one for that, and then I'm actually working on a story that doesn't yet have a name, but it's something that technically I've been working on since high school. It was back on a story idea that my group of friends and I came up with, and I'm actually trying to turn into a novel. I've been trying this multiple times, but I think I got it this time. So hopefully it will be, I want to get it done by the end of this year.
Oh, cool. That's exciting. Especially because in geeky spaces, we find ourselves with adults, with fellow people who might have been expected to give up certain things because adults don't do that, or finding ways in which creativity may have been socialized out of us or out of people as adults. How did you hold on to that? Or was it something that you had to, or was it something that you found yourself revisiting and rediscovering?
It's kind of a revisit. I guess this would technically be called a trunk novel. The one that you work on it for a bit and then you toss it in a drawer and then you pick it up a couple years later. So it's kind of been like that. It's just, I remember that creativity with my friends, and I really wanted it to become something. So I'm going to make it become something.
And this time it's determination.
Yes.
It's dogged determination. So what first drew you to writing? When did you first start writing? What was the moment, or what was the collection of moments when you first thought, yes, I can definitely do this and keep doing this. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm built for.
I think it was actually, before I realized what it was fanfic. I would watch shows with my parents or with my cousin, and I'd want to be in the show. So there may or may not be some self-insert Star Trek, Gargoyles, old stuff that I have in totes at home. Ninja Turtles, things like that. Before I knew that it was actually fanfic and other people, there was this huge community of people writing it. It's like I did it anyways. And I've always my brain works better, even at schools and stuff, where I'll be learning and taking notes for one thing and I'll be writing a story on the other side. And just doing 2 at the same time, because my brain just really wants to get these stories out. And if I don't write them down, then I kind of go nuts.
If you don't write them out, do you find that you lose them, or is that more a fear that you might lose them? Is that something that you've experienced, or is it more that they just keep looking over your shoulder and going, hey,
it's that one.
Hey, like which?
They keep bothering me. I tend to have a folder now that I call plot bunnies, that even if it's not a fully formed idea, I'll throw it in there and I'll probably come back and visit it. Or I have certain characters that have shown up over and over again in different stories and different forms of like, hey, yeah, you kind of got me a little bit, not quite. It's like, oh no, this is the same person I wrote about in that other story, but no, now they make more sense. So the ideas keep bugging me if I don't write them down.
What would you say about the Storyteller series thus far to somebody who comes in not knowing anything about it?
Well, basically, it does take place here in the Twin Cities, which is kind of fun. So if you're a local person, you might actually find yourself recognizing some of the places that we mentioned. Like, part of it takes place at the Como Zoo. And so it's
Cool.
our world with little bits of supernatural things mixed in. So it might actually make you want to look into that shadow a second time, or maybe that thing you saw wasn't as normal as you thought it was. So ideas like that.
Cool. In that, kind of like bringing in and working off of the idea of that our world has more fantastic elements than we might realize, or that we've trained ourselves or been socialized not to see, which is an intriguing idea. I think and there's so much fantasy that embraces that.
It's
And
my
what
favorite
was-
genre.
so, like,
It's so
what-
much
so-
fun.
So does this mean that so then what are your feelings about like Labyrinth?
That might just
example?
be one of my favorite movies growing up. And I probably broke at least one VHS tape with that.
Just wearing it thin and it gets all staticky and just, that's rich. That's a rich world for fantasy because it does seem so many times that there are things that we miss.
Yeah.
Like even magic in the mundane. Not even magic in addition to the mundane, but magic in the mundane.
Yeah, exactly. Is that we've been living in this world for so long, but there's got to be things you've missed, even if you're familiar with it, because we just go about our daily lives. So of course you're going to pass by stuff.
Beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate your taking time with us. I appreciate you joining us on the couch, and I look forward to seeing you as a guest of honor at CONvergence 2022. Thank you for joining us, Jessica.
Thank you.
And thank you all for joining us here at CVG-TV. I'm Gregory Parks. We'll see you on the next Conway.